As the vehicle speeds through the dusty terrain, carrying with it the sharp tang of gunpowder still clinging to their clothes, James sits in silence, shoulders squared, piecing together Hawk's last words to Dixon.
Update me when she arrives.
Relief stirred in his chest as pieces were beginning to align, but the unease gnaws at him still. But John's curiosity claws sharper as he leans forward, restless.
You're trained? Special Forces? Agency? Who sent you?
The operative does not answer at first, gaze fixed out the window, watching the wasteland blur past. The operative takes off the helmet.
My name is Lyria.
The words hung heavier than the rumble of the wheels.
Doesn't answer the question.
Her eyes flicked up, sharp and measured, as if hiding something behind them.
You want the truth? Hawk placed me here with the Elders. I was a child when it all began. They raised me in their fold, trained me and gave me a purpose. Hawk funds everything, and I mean everything. The weapons, the supplies, and the strategy. I have been his hand in this region ever since.
James's brow furrowed.
Then you are not just some random insurgent.
No, I am not.
She said, her voice steady, almost too calm.
I was sent to help the Elders crush Thorne's grip on these lands. Every raid, every ambush, every coin spent traces back to Hawk, through me. I am your contact.
For a moment, the armored cabin felt too small, the weight of her admission pressing down. John's jaw tightens as it dawns on him.
So you are telling me that all this time, you have been Hawk's asset and contact we were supposed to meet?
The vehicle slows down and rolls to a halt. Dust rose around them in thick clouds. The rear door groans open, with James and John descending from the armored vehicle, their boots sinking into the gravel. The bunker's fortified look was purposeful, meant to be discreet. Hidden beneath the earth, camouflaged by stone outcroppings and tangled brush. A perfect place, kept out of sight from any enemy patrols, prying satellites and drones, or anyone unwilling to bleed to find it. Following Lyria's lead, they enter the narrow staircase carved into rock, torches mounted along the descent. The air grew cooler, heavier, until they emerged into a wide chamber down into a central dining hall, repurposed into a command room where a handful of village elders awaited them. They exchange formalities, but John's eyes immediately find the clay pitcher at the center of the table. He pours himself a glass and takes a cautious sip, his face tightening slightly at the harsh taste.
To alliances we don't yet understand.
Lifting his glass to James. The elders do not laugh, or react, or join in. Their leader, an old man, leaned forward and began to speak.
Thorne has haunted these lands for years. His armies raid our villages, take our children, our harvests, our very breath. They leave nothing behind. Those who resist are crushed. Entire families are wiped out. Nothing is left when they pass. We bury more than we harvest. We fear his shadow more than the drought.
The words echo in the stone chamber. James and John exchange a look.
I can't believe anyone lives like this. Where I come from, they'd put a stop to him in a second.
Taking another drink with a tinge of anger. Lyria's voice cut through.
Rax doesn't need convincing to kill. He thrives on fear and destruction. He's unstoppable because he enjoys the chaos.
Her tone carrying a trace of bitter resentment. James threw him a warning glance.
Let's hear them out, John. Jumping to conclusions here won't get us anywhere.
John shrugged James off, focusing instead on the elder, who continued recounting stories of Rax's cruelty.
Then why hasn't anyone put an end to him? Why's he allowed to keep getting away with this?
His voice rose a little louder than he intended, catching the attention of a few others around them. James gave him a sharper look this time.
Easy, John. We're here to understand, not to start a war in a meeting room.
The elder sighed, nodding solemnly.
We know better than anyone, son. Rax's network is buried deep in every corner of these lands. And anyone who's tried to rise against him has been
He paused, his gaze distant.
silenced.
With each mention of villages razed, of families broken, John's glass refilled and emptied. The drink, potent and unforgiving, seemed to deepen his anger and unsettle his emotions.
You mean you're all just waiting to be next, is that it?
Careful, John.
James warned him, but John barely heard him, his attention fixed on the elder. Lyria turned towards John with a piercing gaze.
It's not as simple as waiting to be next. Rax has taken lives, children even, right out of their parents' arms. People fear him with good reason.
Hearing this, John's hand wavered for a moment as he looked at her.
And again, no one does anything.
His voice thick with bitterness.
It's like everyone has accepted he is untouchable.
James tried to step in again, lowering his voice.
Let it go, John. We've got our mission, and we can't save everyone.
John's grip tightened around the glass, his gaze going unfocused for a moment.
Maybe we should be the ones to finally put him down.
James placed a firm hand on his shoulder,
Not here. Not now.
a warning in his tone. But John pulled away, visibly irritated.
Since when do you care about doing things the right way?
John shot back, bitterness lacing his voice.
Isn't that why we're here? To deal with scum like him?
A young man sitting nearby overhears and mutters under his breath.
Maybe you should lay off the drink, friend.
John, fueled by the alcohol coursing through his veins.
You got something to say?
The young man tries to diffuse the tension.
Just saying it doesn't look like you're helping anyone like this.
Look, kid, you don't get to tell me how to help. You think you're tough? You haven't seen half of what I've seen.
James reached out to calm him,
Maybe he's right. You're a little too drunk to be handling anything right now.
but John shook him off again, his pride flaring with every word.
I don't need you controlling me, James. I know how to handle myself.
And before anyone could intervene, Lyria's squad mate stepped in, moving quickly and efficiently, catching his arm in a tight grip. He dodged John's clumsy punches, twisted John's arm behind his back, immobilizing him before delivering a clean, swift blow to his temple. John went slack, his head lolling forward as the squad mate carefully lowered him. The room went silent for a second, tension crackling in the air, and then a collective sigh filled the room. James, clearly frustrated, turned to the elders and Lyria, his voice apologetic.
I'm sorry about that. We've had a long journey.
The elder nodded.
We understand, son. Your friend carries a fire he doesn't know how to control. It's something we've all seen before.
His voice a mix of sympathy and caution. Lyria's gaze held James's for a moment, an unspoken agreement passing between them. As the squad mate lifted John, slinging him over his shoulder without a word, Lyria turned to her squad mate.
See that he gets some rest.
As the room settled once more, Lyria resumed her briefing, her tone unwavering as she described the unyielding grip Rax had over the region.
Rax's forces don't care about innocence or morality. They'll take anyone they can to strengthen their ranks. Unless something is done, more will suffer.
James listened, his frustration with John lingering but overshadowed by a growing resolve. Rax's network, his reign of terror, all of it had gone on long enough. This wasn't just another job, it was something deeper, a mission with stakes higher than they'd anticipated. The night wore on, and as the elders dispersed, Lyria nodded at James, her expression firm.
Rax won't stop unless someone makes him. And if you're serious about stopping him, we'll be ready.
James casts a quick look at the elder, who nods in agreement.
Rax leaves nothing but destruction in his wake. But we fight for more than revenge. We want freedom from his tyranny.
The elder explains, voice resonating with conviction. The elder urges them to stay and join their resistance, but James refuses, adamant that they must stick to their original mission.
Our goal is Rax, not a war.